Welcome everyone to oldtacosandgeeks.com superhero gaming. Justin here. This is episode 14. Oh boy, episode 14. Now, folks, superhero gaming is not always going to feature games that are home run hits, hell, even base hits, hell, even doubles or three pointers or whatever sports terminology I can give you. Sometimes we're going to get games that are completely trash. And today, folks, we're going to talk about arguably the worst Batman game ever made. And no, it's not Batman and Robin for the PlayStation 1. I actually like that game. And we are going to talk about Batman Dark Tomorrow, which was released in March 2003 for the GameCube and Xbox. And this was developed by Hot Gen and published by Kameko, which is a Japanese studio best known for 8-bit and 16-bit games. And originally, this game was conceived as an ambitious open world stealth action title. Years before Arkham Asylum made that dream a reality, Dark Tomorrow was meant to be the definitive Batman experience. The development team promised a deep narrative, an expansive Gotham City, and a focus on detective work and stealth gameplay akin to the comics. But what we got was a radically, and I mean radically, scaled back product with time constraints, budget issues, and a poor project management turned this once promising project into a fragment, clunky, disjointed mess. Its troubled development cycle ultimately doomed this game to infinity. Anyway, just want to say a quick shout out to my brother Jason before I talk about the story. My brother Jason and I were so hyped for this game the first time we saw the trailer. First of all, we love Batman's suit, the color palette of his suit. It was the dark blue Batman. We've always wanted like a dark blue Batman suit for the freaking games because it reminded us of the comics. Why we still haven't got that in the movies yet? I don't know. But still, we were so freaking hyped about this. The trailer, everything that we were reading from IGN and GamePro magazine. Shout out to GamePro. And we just didn't get that. My brother, I have never seen him so determined when we got the game. Holy God, it was horrible. But my brother was so determined to beat this game. I watched this man literally in full frustration. I've never seen him so frustrated in the game, but he managed to pull through and beat this broken game. Shout out to my brother Jason, man. Love you. That was actually one of your greatest gaming feats as for the fam. Anyway, so let's talk about this story here because the story was written with input from DC Comics writer Scott Peterson, and the story was one of the game's few highlights, at least on paper. The plot follows Ra's al Ghul, yes, Ra's al Ghul, not Ra's al Ghul, Christopher Nolan, trying to plunge the world into chaos via a global satellite system, and Commissioner Gordon being kidnapped. Batman has to battle through familiar villains like Killer Croc, Mr. Freeze, Poison Ivy, while working to uncover a large conspiracy. The twist, unless you perform a very specific and easy, missable task, disabling a satellite uplink in the final act, the game ends with a bad ending where Ra's al Ghul wins. This requirement was never clearly conveyed to the player, by the way, leading many to assume the story was just broken or unfinished. And guess what? That's the ending me and my brother got. While the narrative had potential, the way it was implemented left players confused and ultimately frustrated. And speaking of frustration, holy God, let's talk about the gameplay. First of all, Batman controls like a tank. Movement is sluggish and floaty. The analog stick direction often shifts based on the camera angle, making it easy to walk off ledges or run into danger. Jumping is stiff, gliding is awkward, and turning around feels like staring at forklift or hell, like Michael Keaton turning around trying to move his neck and Batman 89. Camera system the camera system is the worst. It's a fixed angle like the original Resident Evil, but this doesn't shoot the action adventure games at all. The camera constantly changes perspectives as you move, causing confusion. Sometimes enemies are off screen entirely. Other times the camera's flipped, so pushing forward makes you go back. How did Jason beat this? Combat. Oh Lord, combat. Combat is so shallow. Batman has the basics, punch and kick combos, but there's no real counters, blocks, or dodges. Enemies can gang up on you with no clear rhythm, and you'll take hits from off screen attackers. You have to cuff every enemy or they get back up, except the cuffing animation is slow and leaves you exposed to get hit. Not to mention, sometimes there was a glitch where you just have no cuffs at all, even in the beginning of the game. Boss fights are longer and slugged with bigger health bars, and there's no strategy. Stealth. What stealth? Despite despite the marketing, stealth-driven experience, it's useless. The, it's just useless. Let's just leave it at that. You have gadgets like smoke grenades or batarangs. They exist, but it's hard to aim and it's barely effective. So I mean, there's that. And oh god, oh, let's you want to talk level design here? Level designs are scrolling but empty with confusing objectives and almost zero in game guidance. You'll often wander around trying to figure out what to interact with. Environmental puzzles are vague and not really intuitive. And one of the most infamous rooftop levels requires perfectly timed grapples and jumps with a broken camera system, making this completely unbearable without a guide, by the way. And I had to play this momentarily, by the way. But graphically, you're probably wondering, Justin, how was the graphics of this? Well, my friends, visually, Batman Dark Tomorrow, it's passable. I mean, it's passable in its early development shots. It looked pretty good, like the first screenshots they did. When they rendered shit. But you know, in 2003, it was outdated. Character models were blocky and definitely poorly animated. The cape clips through Batman's legs at times, and the thugs look generic. Environments were very uninspiring, flat, repetitive, and suffered from washed out textures. And oh lord, the lighting was poor. The rain effects in Gotham City skyline are decent at distance, but up close it just feels empty and lifeless. And cutscenes, cutscenes. I'll give it a 2003 pass. Oddly enough, though, the best thing about this game is the score. Yeah, the score actually captures the mood of Gotham very, very well. Believe it or not, folks, it does a good job. You can hear the inspiration of Batman the animated series. Shirley Walker's work, and she's one of the best Batman composers ever. She is, guys. She really is. If you have not, and let me just give her flowers. May she rest in peace. Shirley Walker's compositions on Batman the animated series and the movies is just completely legendary. I really wish that would actually hit. Like, I gotta check to see if it's on Amazon Music. I think it is, but if you have a chance to listen to that soundtrack, definitely. I would actually want to hear my favorite composition from her is the from the Growing Pains episode where at the end Bruce tells, well, I should say Batman tells Robin, sometimes there's no happy endings. Listen to that composition, man. It's absolutely amazing. So, why do I think Batman Dark Tomorrow is the worst Batman game ever made? How the hell did this beat Batman Forever, Batman Beyond, Batman and Robin? Well, first of all, Batman Forever is just basically Mortal Kombat. At least. Batman Beyond, yeah, it's broken for Nintendo 64, but I mean, it's not this. And Batman and Robin, I honest to God think that game gets such a bad rap. Yeah, it's the controls and everything else wasn't good, but it gets such a bad rap, guys. This was such wasted potential. It aimed high with stuff gameplay, moral choices, open world ambition, and failed to execute even the basics. The gameplay is broken. The design, the bad ending is easily triggered without any hint at all. There's no polish, glitches, long load times, inconsistent art direction. And then there's that deceptive marketing that marketed this as a cinematic Batman experience and failed miserably. Batman Dark Tomorrow stands today as a warning about what happens when ambition exceeds execution. Despite its strong narrative concept, a decent soundtrack, the game is crippled by horrible gameplay. And it tried to be Arkham Asylum 6 years before the game redefined the superhero gaming. But instead, it delivered one of the worst licensed Batman games of the sixth console generation. If you are curious and a glutton for punishment, go check out Batman Dark Tomorrow. And without further ado, my friends, I'm not going to play it long because it's going to piss me off. And I do not want to reactivate high blood pressure that I finally got out of. So, let's play Batman Dark Tomorrow. Alright, guys, it's time to play Batman Dark Tomorrow, but this is a cutscene that I want you to see so you can get a glimpse of the story. So I'm gonna shut up, come back when the gameplay starts. Take it away, Bats, and Commissioner Gordon.
Say that the gunmen are wearing elaborate masks.
Black Mask and his gang of false facers.
And that they're fighting against a lunatic holding a wooden dummy.
Scarface and the ventriloquist. Another turf war.
I'm afraid it's worse than that. Somehow these clowns got a hold of some pretty high-tech weaponry. Military-grade stuff.
Understood. I'm on it. That came from Gazette Square.
Dispatch, this is the Commissioner. Radio the task force and tell them to report to Gazette Square ASAP. Good luck.
Oracle, Black Mask and the ventriloquist are in the middle of a gang war near Gazette Square.
So I've heard. That explosion registered on all of my sensors. Watch out for structural damage to some of the older buildings.
Anything else?
Yeah, it looks like Black Mask has gotten the upper hand and has taken control of the surrounding area.
Keep me updated. Batman out.
Have fun.
Have fun indeed, Oracle. Yeah, it's not gonna be fun. Spoiler alert, it's not gonna be fun. Alright, let's get it started. Yep, there's one down. What the hell? Alright. Oh, fuck, I forgot to switch the cuffs. Let me get this guy down. There we go. Let me switch the cuffs. There we go. B. Alright, one down. The hell? Damn. Two down. And now you. Three. Unbelievable. Already at 50% health. Already got to use my health. Already. And this is just the beginning. Ridiculous. Alright. Let's keep going. Where the hell? Rocket launcher. Ugh. Whole idea was to try to have platforming segments in this game. Makes no sense. Alright, one down. And of course he's running from Batman. Oh, oops, forgot. Yes. And you're probably wondering, why do we have to handcuff them every single time, every enemy? Well, I'll put it this way. If you have to backtrack, they're just going to get up. And especially if you're facing waves of enemies, you're going to have to redo it again. So save yourself the headache. And just... What the hell? Save yourself the headache and just, you know... Where was these guys at? This is what I'm talking about. Off-screen enemies. Game over already. I'm already getting annoyed, folks. Alright, redo. Restart. Let's start it again. Take two, Bats. This time the enemy's not there. And look at that. Nice continuity. Well, oh. And down to 40 because I went the wrong way. So they penalize you. Or I guess those off-screen kill guns are to tell you to go in a different direction. Clearly. And this guy's still... Now I gotta heal. I gotta heal again. So annoying. And apparently Batman is immune to bullets. I guess his Chest plate is highly. Wait. Bullets don't do Batman. This is the crazy thing. Bullets don't do Batman too much damage, but those punching kicks definitely will. Makes no sense. Now I gotta heal again. Ridiculous. Again. All right. Let's go over here.
This city belongs to me! You have no idea what you're up against, Scarface.
This ends now.
Batman!
Where did you get the weapons?
You don't scare me, Bats. You don't scare me.
And now loading the Gazette Square. Alright, let's get Black Mask. 1 down, 2 down. Wait, gotta arrest them because they're gonna get up and follow me and shoot. And I remember when I was talking about the lighting. I know Gotham City is supposed to be dark, but this is like, the lighting in this is terrible. It is too dark. I'm getting shot at, and where's the... Look at this guy. Combat is horrible. The controls are so clunky. I don't know how much longer I'm going to keep playing this, because I'm getting pissed off. Thank you. I think I found a cheap way to just knock everybody down at once. Just going to keep trying to spamming that spinning heel kick. Let's keep going. And this is what my brother had to go through. Shout out to you, Jason. I know you're watching. I don't know how you did it, bro. I do not have the patience for this game anymore, especially in 2025. All right, there we go. 1 down, 2 down. Okay, we found the spamming way, folks. So anyone who's brave enough to play this, just do that. Just do that spam move. Knocks them out instantly. But I still got... Oh, there's the smoke grenade. All right, let's get back. I was gonna heal. Yeah. All right. There we go. What the heck? Okay, gotta watch out for that. He's going in there. Oh my goodness. Can you move closer? Can't see this. Look at that. What's the point of having this handcuff animation if they can stop it? That makes no sense. You know what, folks? I'm sorry. I gotta stop here. I've oh my gosh, look at that. I have had enough. I'm done. Folks, this has been Superhero Gaming episode 14. This is Justin from oldtalkersofgeeks.com. This has been Batman Dark Tomorrow. May I never play this game or ever speak of it ever again. It is indeed the worst Batman game ever made. If you like what we do here, my friends, please, if we did earn your subscription, please hit the subscribe button, the like button, notification bell, my friends. I will be back with more episodes of Superhero Gaming for episode 15. We will head back to Marvel. Later days, my friends.